Monday morning. Oh my goodness. I love Mondays. I love Mondays. I love Mondays. I love Mondays. I literally miss you all weekend. Isn't that crazy? I miss you all weekend. Don't get me wrong. I love my wife. I love my children. We spend amazing time together. It's awesome. But I miss you. But now, here we are, Monday morning, ready to rock and roll. Let's do this. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? You see, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts. Good morning.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the number one most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Monday. That's right, Monday, September 28th, 2020. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? This month is almost over. It is Monday, September 28th, 2020. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Monday, September 28th, 2020. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Fair enough? Can we do that? Can we make the absolute most of this incredible day? Man, I got to tell you, you guys must have been waiting for this show to pop on just as much as I have been. You must be excited about your Monday because y'all popped up in here quick. My goodness, 75 people up in here in the first 60 seconds of the show, which I love because we have an amazing guest today. Mr. Keith Hamilton is going to be joining us all the way from Alabama. It's early over where he's at, but he's going to be joining us today. I mean, what a great time we've had this month. If you're new to the show, welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. We are all about motivation, education, and inspiration. And what's cool is together we rise with intention and purpose so that we can evolve into the absolute best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be, so we can ultimately go out there and make an impact in other people's lives together. That's the premise. That's what we're doing. That's why we're here. And all month here in September, we have been taking the time to really spotlight all of our Rise and Grind members. It's been absolutely phenomenal. From doing daily spotlights, like my man Eric Burns was in the spotlight yesterday, doing daily spotlights in our Rise and Grind group, which if you're not a part of that, make sure you look that up, hashtag Rise and Grind group. We've also been doing daily giveaways where we've been giving away hoodies and hats and t-shirts and all of that stuff every single day. We're going to continue to do that all month long. All you have to do to be entered into our giveaway is text the word gear to 859-208-2351. That's right. Text the word gear to 859-208-2351. When you do that, it enters you into our daily drawings. We're giving away planners. We're giving away all kinds of crazy stuff. But it's been awesome all month long, right? Highlighting people in the spotlights. We've been doing the giveaways every single day. And then we've also been like randomly every single day this month, bringing in amazing people from all over the country, like my man Keith. Look, Keith doesn't even know he's on the camera yet. Look, I caught him in the back. He's like, oh, there I am, right? We've been bringing in random like members all month long. It's been awesome. Now I'm gonna go back away from Keith. I had to wait. He was like, oh man, oh yeah, right. I just kind of caught him off guard there. I saw him. He was drinking his coffee and doing the thing, right? But we've been doing that all month, and it's been super super fun. September is all about you, the viewer on Facebook, the listener on YouTube or on the podcast, right? The hashtag Rise and Grind family member that you are. This month has been all about you. And it's probably been one of my favorite months in nearly 3 years of doing this show. We've never done anything like this, and it's been absolutely spectacular. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and it's just going to get absolutely better today. Today's no exception. Keith Hamilton's going to join us, but before I bring Keith in, I wonder if I could do this. Before I bring Keith in, I don't know, I might mess it up. That might get dangerous. I have another little surprise. Let's just say I have a surprise. I'm not going to bring that surprise in right now because who knows, I might freeze up. There's all these people in the feed. I don't want to mess with nothing right now, but I've got another little surprise for you in just a second. All right. So before we get into that, let's do this. Let's dance, right? Because we got to get the body moving. Let's get Keith up in here. Then I'll bring in the surprise that I've got for you on the back, and it'll just make for a heck of a morning. How's that sound? Fair enough? Let's do that. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I'm going to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up. I'll say what's up back. Good morning, Amanda Sanner. Great to see you. Thanks for the stars, Kim Fair. I see those over there. What's up, Whitney Wells? Bruce Pulver's in the house. How you doing, John Coltonborn? Travis Flaherty. Is Keith dancing? I wonder if he's dancing. You dancing over there, Keith? Yeah, he's dancing. That's right. Scott Simons is in the house. We got Sean Woodward. Joel. This is going to be so much fun today. We got Joel is in the house. Mr. Mike Higdon. Anita Hill. Bruce Miller from New Orleans. Sorry about that tough loss last night to the Green Bay Packers. You guys put up a heck of a fight, though. What's up, Pam Woosley? How you doing, Michael Gazdick? We got Mary Lynn Wilkin in the house. Spencer Nicholson, Tina Kelly Overfelt, Mr. Jeremy Noling is up in here. Love me some Jeremy Noling. Carrie Lynn Carter is in the house, and I got to tell you a little secret about Carrie Lynn Carter. She's going to be on this show on Wednesday. She's going to be our grand finale. That's right, Carrie Lynn Carter on Wednesday. It's going to be amazing. What's up, Brian McCafferty with CMA, Justin Walker, Gail Beatcraft, Vicky Everett, Krista Bug is in the house. What's up, Joshua Freeman, Pamela Hamilton, Sarah Ball. Everybody's up here on hashtag Rise and Grind. Dude, it's Monday. It's going to be powerful today. We got an amazing guest today. We have a surprise for you today. And then a little bit later, we got hashtag Rise and Grind Elite at 6:30, which I'm super excited about. That's going to be powerful too. So let's take on this day. You guys ready? What's up, Rick Tamburino? Let's do it. Let's do it. Keith Hamilton, what are you doing?
Hanging out with you this morning.
Dude, just hanging out. We're just sitting here chilling. You know, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning where you're at, right?
No, it's 4:40, man. I've been up an hour.
4:40. You've already been up an hour attacking the day. I saw your beautiful bride. You've got your cat. You got your Elite shirt. You're ready to rock and roll this morning, right?
Ready to go.
Dude, we've got a little surprise for the audience. Should we let them know now or should we wait just a little bit longer?
Oh, it can't wait.
It can't wait? We should let them know now?
Yes.
Heather Parody, what are you doing?
Hashtag Rise and Grind. Hashtag Rise and Grind. Dude, I got that in my soul right now. I can't stop dancing after that. How about y'all?
I feel you, right? The music just, it gets in you. There's nothing like once it's in, it's in. Dude, Heather, thanks for joining us this morning.
I am so excited. This is going to be an awesome morning, awesome beginning to our week. So super honored to be here.
Heather, you've been interviewing guests here on hashtag Rise and Grind all month long. You've been popping up early. You've been connecting. You've been TikToking with Corey Darkus. You've been creating crazy wild times with the Sarah Balls of the world. You've been doing all kind. You've been putting Vicky Everett to work like big
She
time.
needs to be put to work. That is an important job. Belonging, love. I mean, it's no small thing.
Dude, you have really put her to work. She's been adding emojis to that string like crazy. The poor woman, right? The poor woman. But you've been it's been fun. So, what would you say, Heather? I'm going to start with you real quick, and then we're going to dive in with Keith's story, which is phenomenal. But as you've kind of spent this month and interviewing guests and stuff, like, what's your thoughts been on that? How's this month been for you?
So it's an interesting perspective because I've only been a part of the tribe, the community for, I don't know, maybe 6 to 9 months. And so I still feel like I'm still getting to know a lot of you guys. And really when I'm hearing your story, it's literally for the first time. I'm hearing your story for the first time. And so coming in from that angle and that perspective, I've seen like this common theme among Rise and Grinders where you guys are just so full of life, so full of life, so full of love, so full of hope. And it's incredibly refreshing because everything sometimes seems so heavy out in the world. And then when you come into this place, all of you guys carry this light in you. And no matter what your story is, no matter what your personality, it's all there. And it's really cool to see that.
Well, I love it. And you've instantly become a family member. It's like you've been with us from the get-go. You fit in perfectly for what makes Rise and Grind. And we're super excited to have you. Mr. Keith Hamilton, I'm going to pop on over to you for just a second, sir. Talk to me a little bit real quick about this quote. I know that you're a big fan of the hashtag Rise and Grind planner. I know that you've had your planner. You've bought planners for your team. You're all about Rise and Grind. You've been a big supporter for years. And so I thought we'd start today with this quote, which I personally, well, I'm not going to say this yet. So listen to this quote today, Keith. This is from John Marlin. The quote says, "Don't believe everything you think." How does that make you feel when you hear that?
It's a fact. It's a fact. Too many times I've thought in one direction and ended up being in another direction.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, I wrote down my favorite quote this morning because I thought it may come up, and we haven't planned any of this. And it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God." So we're not supposed to be thinking that far in advance anyway. We're supposed to be living in the moment and not overthinking it. And I'm the king of overthinking sometimes.
I think we could all head into that realm every once in a while where we could start to overthink things a little bit. But I love that, man. I read that this morning. I was like, don't believe everything you think. And I went, that might be my favorite quote in this entire planner. Because really, if you look at, and I'm not going to get, I don't like to going down crazy roads. I won't go too far down it. But if you really look at it, a lot of the division that happens in the world today is because people they kind of believe what they think, right? Instead of believing like truth. You feel me on that?
Absolutely.
Crazy. So that quote hit me this morning. I thought, man, we got to bring Keith on here. So Heather, I got to share this with you real quick. So Keith has been a part of Rise and Grind from the get-go. Big supporter, planners for his team, showing up every morning, getting his team on board, goalkeepers courses, events. Keith's been a huge fan and a friend to me. Very encouraging, always sending me powerful messages and we just all need people to pour into us just as much as we pour into other people. And so he's always been that. And one day he just disappeared, dude. He was just gone.
Where'd he go?
Yeah, I was like, there's no more Keith, He's just gone. And for 6 months, the dude was gone. What do you do in that situation, Heather, if one of your biggest fans just disappears one day?
You start thinking crazy things and believing it.
Right.
Keith must be mad at me.
Exactly
Something happened.
That is exactly right? Don't believe everything you think, because that's exactly where I was at. I was like, Keith's mad at me. I said something wrong. He doesn't like me. Keith, tell him where you went.
So I met this woman,
Hmm.
and it may be, I think Vicky Everett may get it. I think Heather may get it, but I'm borderline hard headed from time to time. So I met this lady,
Borderline
and,
hard-headed.
and we talked, and then she disappears. Turns
How'd you
out she
meet
had
her? How'd you meet her real quick?
friends of a friend hooked me up on Match.
Okay.
Oh, it's getting
And,
good.
and I'm starting to get messages, and I walk in one day and I go, I don't even know what this is, but they thought I needed companionship. And I don't know if it's swipe left or swipe right or whatever, but everybody's getting deleted except for Pamela for some reason. And then Pamela disappears, and I go on living my life, and I'm happy. And turns out her aunt passes away, so she comes back almost a year later with, "Did you send me a message?" And I'm like, I didn't send you no message. But so we start talking, and then I go, I'm not real sure this is going to work out for me. I'm kind of busy. And she's like, well, don't you at least want to meet me first? So I'm like, sure, why not? I'll try that. So we go on this date, and we're 10 minutes in, and I have to take this colors test. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about? It's kind of like the DISC test, but it's a
Yeah.
color.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Personality test.
I have to take this test to find out if I'm even compatible with her, which is the strangest thing that
No,
ever happened.
hold up.
Okay.
Hold up. This is crazy. So she asked you on the date to take the test, or you told her you're taking the test? Like, what was the situation?
No. We're going to meet somewhere, and her friend says, listen, if you don't like him or things don't work out, y'all sit at the bar.
Oh, no.
I walk, he's sitting at the bar, and I go, hey, let's go over here where it's quieter, where we can talk.
Where we could take a color test?
No, I don't know nothing about a color test.
Right.
If I know I'm going to take a test, I'm probably not even going. So she jumps up, and her friend's advice is out the window, and we're sitting in this quaint little booth talking. So she starts asking questions, trying to find out if I'm gold or green or orange or whatever the other color is. I don't.
Right.
She was looking for a husband, man.
Yeah.
For somebody that wasn't a waste of her time.
Okay. All right. She
She
just
wanted to make sure that, hey, if we're not compatible, I'm not playing this game because we're old. We're not young.
So we're getting down to the science behind this thing right out the gate. No wasting time. This is 2020 or 2019.
She's a Marine.
That's right.
She was in Desert Storm. So she's got it together. She's way ahead of me in the got it together category. So then we're leaving, and we're walking to the car. I'm walking her to her car, and we come upon my truck first. And my truck has a rock in the tire. True story.
Okay.
And I stopped the conversation to get this rock out of my tire.
Right.
And instantly in her mind, she said, that's my guy because he's structured, organized, and that rock had no place being there. So she's created this. So now I'm going home and going, strangest thing I've ever met, a woman in control.
Okay. All right.
And I talk to some friends, and I go, something's weird here because I feel the need to change here. I feel the need to grow here because I don't feel like I'm worthy of somebody that powerful. And she's super powerful.
I like this story.
So I start doing some research of what can I do, and I fall into Brene Brown, The Power of Vulnerability.
Yes. Good.
And my dad was a Baptist minister and was in Vietnam as a Marine. So you can know how I was raised,
Right.
structured. So I get into this book, and I'm like, I'm supposed to tell her intimate thoughts and things. And so now me and Brene's got a real problem.
Oh no.
Because I'm like,
There it is.
so that's where I went from time, was studying into that book to figure out how I could be vulnerable enough to be good enough for her.
Wow. That's powerful, Keith. So you're like, okay, I got to be more vulnerable. I got this girl. I got this opportunity, right? She's different. She's special, right? And so you dive in to Brene Brown, learning more about vulnerability so you can serve her and basically just shut everything else out for 6 months, right? 6 months, just all her.
And no, you show up.
I skipped forward. I skipped forward.
Then you show up, and I'm not a Facebooker. I'm definitely not a live video guy. I
Right?
have a book here just in case I need it this morning. But then you guys show up, and the entire group is vulnerable. Y'all are
Mm.
talking like y'all are at
Mm,
family dinner, and you're in different states. And
right.
I'm thinking the Holy Spirit's telling me there's a whole nother world out there I've never experienced.
Mm,
Uh, and then I watch you had the summer event in Kentucky.
yep.
So I'm like, people are traveling from everywhere just basically to hug each other and share stories. And in a small part of my mind, I'm thinking, this is kind of strange. But 90% of my mind said, this is exactly what you need to grow and to evolve.
Mm,
So between you guys and Brene, I woke up one day and thought, I'm going in the other direction. Because what I had been thinking for 50 years wasn't the way it was supposed to be.
wow.
So to say you've changed my life is an understatement. An understatement.
Oh, brother. Man, I appreciate that. And you've made an impact in mine as well. Studying Brene, falling into Rise and Grind, being a valued member of our family. I love that. And now you and your wife seem to be the two most in love human beings I've ever seen on the planet. You guys always like the light that you guys shine and radiate together is so bright. It's really incredible.
It's a party. We're just having fun.
There's a really important piece that you kind of skimmed over, though, that I need to circle back to. What color are you?
I'm gold and blue.
Okay, that's a good color.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Gold and blue. All right, check it out, man. Listen. All right, so the love story is an amazing part of who you are, no doubt. You also have this dealership and you've got these guys. Now, on your Facebook profile, it does not say Keith Hamilton, general manager. It says head coach. You list yourself as the head coach on your profile. Now, you've been in the business 32 years as of today. One of your oldest dudes on the floor is 32. Most of your staff is under 32, right? Oh, we're
Right.
starting to lose signal there a little bit. So you've been in it for 32, but most of your staff is under 32, and you consider yourself a coach, not a GM. What's up with that?
You just got to care about them first. And bosses don't tend to care. So I don't like bossy. Am I freaky or is that just me?
Yeah, your video is frozen up, but we can still hear you just fine.
Uh, you have to care. I told myself years ago if I ever became a manager that I would actually listen to the people, care about the people, get to know the people. I know their personal life, their professional life. I know how long they've been with their partner, how many children they have. We have a family dynamic,
Mm,
and I wrote down you got to care, you got to listen, you got to love them. You genuinely have to love them. The cool part about that is if you work for me, that's because I chose you. And
mm,
if I choose you, then I'm going to pour into you, and I'm going to love you, and I'm going to support you.
mm,
And I even told a guy one time, I said, listen, I hear your son's playing baseball. Yes. If you miss a baseball game, I will fire you.
mm.
Take time to be with him and watch him play ball and do those things. And we're a successful store. We'll sell 80 to 100 cars a month. We leave at 6 every night, and we close at 2 on Saturday. And it's just a family dynamic that's just second to none.
You know, Keith, there's multiple things in there, right there, in what you just said. There are multiple things, all of them valuable, all of them important. Not just the fact that you guys are, 80 to 100 cars. It's a great store. Going home at 6, closing at 2 on Saturdays. I love that you require them to spend time with their families. Super, super, super important. Not miss those ball games. But dude, right there at the beginning, you said I chose you. And if I chose you, that means that I love you. Dude, these are not
I
the
love that.
words. These are not the words of the typical car business. These are not the words of a 50-year, 50-year discipline, structure, military man. But golly, these are the words that the whole world needs to hear. We talked about that a little bit before you popped in here, Keith. How important is that, especially right now in this season, for your team, for your family, for your people to hear those words, I love you?
It's tough. It's a tough world we live in right now. And if they don't think that their leader supports them and cares about them, then they don't enjoy work. We're in a messenger group, and starting at 4:30 every morning, we all send good morning to each other. At 4:30 in the morning on holiday. Yesterday afternoon, I hit the group from the golf course and said, I hope you guys have a happy Sunday. They're always on my mind. They're always in my heart, and I'm always in theirs. And we've just created a dynamic where everybody likes to come to work.
So awesome, dude. That's leadership. That's what that looks like. Heather, what now that you're learning a little bit more, but did you think that this is what the car business looked like before you became?
No. No. I was actually telling my husband the other day, I'm like, man, I want to be a part of the car business just because these people are so amazing. I don't know nothing about cars. Y'all don't want me doing nothing with cars. But you guys are so amazing. And that's what's so cool about it is, you say, I chose you. Well, thinking about careers, and you're spending so much of your life and so much of your time. It is about the work, but it's also so much about the people you're with, because that makes everything. And it's just so cool seeing this kind of leadership. It's really inspiring, and it's rare. It's super rare.
It is rare, and it's super, super cool. Super, super cool. What would you say, Keith, as we continue to dive through this? And I just want to talk to you all morning for some reason, and I know we can't do that because we're going to run up on time. As a matter of fact, for those of you, it's 6 o'clock right now. Morning routines are incredibly powerful and incredibly important, and I want to be respectful of yours. So if you do need to get out of here, go ahead and get out of here. Just make sure you hit that share button on your way out. We're going to hang out with Keith for just a little bit longer, do some more questions, things like that. If you're listening on the podcast, make sure you subscribe, drop a comment, let us know you're there. If you're watching on YouTube, we love you there. If you're watching on replay, on our live replay later, because we actually go live again at 5:30 a.m. Same episode with Keith, 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. Same episode with Keith, but it's an opportunity for those of you maybe on the West Coast or that wake up a little bit later to still get the interaction that you get by watching the show and being a part of group, right? Like Danielle Rose is here this morning, Robin Welshans, Whitney Wells, Sarah Ball, Joel Tomlinson, Marilyn Wilkin, Jeff Baker, Janelle Griego. They're getting the opportunity to interact with each other in real time, and you can do that again at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. So if you've got to get out of here, totally get it. Hashtag Riseandgrind Elite kicks off at 6:30. If you haven't checked that out yet, I would love for you to be a part of it. So you can go to riseandgrindelite.com so you can be a part of that as well. With that said, stay here if you're with the cool crew, and get out of here if you got to go. I'm just kidding.
Glenn's being messy. Messy.
I'm just kidding. I love each and every one of you so much. Keith, talk to me. What would you say? So Rise and Grind is filled with multiple types of different people, ethnicities, backgrounds, beliefs, all of that stuff. Some hang out kind of on the outer edge, right? We've got some Rise and Grind members that just kind of peek in from the outside, don't necessarily engage, don't necessarily interact. Totally cool. Different personalities. I get it. What would you maybe say to someone like that, though, that is kind of peeking in, but not sure if they should really jump all in? They're just kind of hanging on the edge. What would you say to that type of, to someone in that position?
You're not in the group by accident. You're in the group because you found it and felt compelled to join. So now it's your obligation to do your part and participate. We have a responsibility to you and the group if we're going to be in it. Or one of your friends or family members thought it would be good for you. And again, it's like the quote said, it's not what you think. Once you start commenting or pouring into people, it's just it's life altering. And I know I don't have a lot of time, but Janelle Griego, when I first joined, sent me a message, and I hope I can say this. I hope she's listening, and said, "I want to talk to you."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Okay." And she sends me a number, and I call her, and I promise you, we talked for hours because she wanted to know who I was in the group. And now she's my sister, and I love her as much as I love my own sister. And once you get in and you change your mindset, it's not just a bunch of crazy people acting crazy. That it's
a little crazy. It's okay.
A little crazy,
but
it's a deep. It's a place to grow. And I tell my guys, I said, why wouldn't you try it? Because you can grow for free. Not many places can you grow for free. But you can get in this group and see people commenting all day, every day. And who doesn't need a pick me up right now? Who doesn't need I call it a plethora of positivity? Because when I walk outside my door this morning, I'm going to meet grumpy people, sad people, hurt people. The world's a sad place right now. And this is where you can come and be connected. There's only 30,000 people in here. I mean, come on, there's got to be something to it if there's 30,000 people in it. And if you're enjoying it, it's your obligation to invite your friends. And I mean, it's one of the most powerful things I've ever witnessed.
Golly, bro. Like, I loved you going into this, and I love you even more now. I loved Riseandgrind going into this, and I love it even more now. And Janelle Griego, I've always had much love, peace, love, and chicken grease, and I love her even more now. How about that, man? She just reached out. She just reached out to you, right? Reached out, connected with you, spoke with you on the phone for hours. Janelle is in Missouri, dude.
At a time where she doesn't know, at a time where I needed a new voice in my head. I needed a new friend. I was in a place where I needed to hear Janelle. I mean, it was the perfect God moment, I call it. Hope I don't offend nobody. I really don't care if I offend nobody.
Right.
You know, you said earlier, you said that you genuinely loved your team, that you're the coach, you genuinely loved them. And it really hit me when you said that, because sometimes people are always like, oh, how can I connect more? How can I be more authentic? How can I do this? And you can't manufacture that. It's something that's there or it's not, and it's genuine. And that's exactly what this group is it's genuineness. It's nothing that's ever manufactured or forced. No one was pulling her arm to DM you. And that's what happens here is you get that genuine love, that genuine relationship.
It's life altering.
Yep.
Bro, I love this. I love this conversation. I want it to continue forever. However, that is not an option. Hashtag Rise and Grind hopefully can go on forever. We'll be back here again tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. where we'll do this all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind. But before I let you go, Keith, regretfully, your video's a little frozen, but again, we can hear you beautifully, and that's the most important part is your voice, because you add such a powerful voice to hashtag Rise and Grind, and you really always have, and I'm so thankful we got an opportunity to highlight you today. So will you do me a favor? I'm going to put you up on top of a mountain real quick, right? You're up on top of a mountain. And all of civilization, yeah, Heather, that's perfect. Since his videos, there's videos back. I'll say, Heather, you can do all of that. By the way, Heather's been in 7 episodes of The Walking Dead. Just in case you didn't know, she dresses like a zombie, and she's like literally Walking Dead, one of the most watched shows in history, famous. And the show would have been nothing if it wasn't for Heather. Just so you guys know, but she's.
They said, "Girl, we like what you bring to that dead person, that dead zombie. Bring that."
That's right. Oh, I love it. Keith, you're on top of a mountain. All of civilization. All of civilization before they got all zombified. All of civilization is there at the base of the mountain. They're cheering for you, man. They're hollering your name. They're like, Keith, 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 right? You're their head coach. Coach, 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 coach. They're all super excited, right? And they walk over, they hand you a microphone. You've got 2 minutes to drop something on them, something practical application wisdom that they can apply in their life today, this week, this month, this year. What are you going to tell them?
lot of noise out there, a lot of voices, a lot of negativity. I don't believe negativity comes from negative people. I believe people that are negative in the world right now are in weird circumstances. So if you're going to do anything to impact the rest of your life, start listening to people to understand where they're coming from. You don't know their life. You don't know their situation. Don't be so quick to judge. Try to listen, dig a little deeper, learn who you're listening to. And I think it can change the world. Just learn to understand, listen to understand what people are saying, because you may be the person that they need to help them or that can help them. You may be the Janelle Griego in their life today. Just listen. Just listen.
I love it, man.
Church.
Listen, and not just listen to object. Don't listen to disagree or even to agree. Just listen to understand. It's all about understanding. This is a season of understanding that we are going through. Somebody shared that with me last week. I don't know if that was on the show or somewhere, but they were like, Glenn, this is a season of understanding. It's not a season of division. It looks like that on the surface, but really it's a season of understanding where people come from, understanding different backgrounds, understanding different belief systems, understanding different opinions, right? It's a season of understanding and of change, and it can be difficult to grow. There's always struggle, right? After change is always struggle, but that struggle is where the growth comes from and success is on the other side. Keith, you are an amazing human being, uniquely made by the God of the universe, made you to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And you're walking in that, you're living in that, you're supporting others, you're encouraging others, you're doing all of those things. And because of that, you're not only making an impact on your friends, your family members, and your coworkers, but today you've made a massive impact on all of us as we start our Monday here on hashtag Rise and Grind. I so stinking love you for it, man. Thank you so much.
And props to your wife.
She's awesome.
Pulling that greatness out.
Pulling the greatness out, extracting it. Keith, I love you, brother.
Thank you. Love you too, man.
Yes, sir. That was my man, Keith Hamilton. Hey, by the way, it's not easy to be a guest on hashtag Rise and Grind. He got up at 3:30 in the morning so that he could join you today, so he could encourage, so he could uplift, so he could inspire. The best things that we can do to honor our guests here on this show, hit that share button, but also blow him up today. Send him all kinds of messages, right? Send him all the messages, show him all the love, talk to him about how him being on today's show impacted you. It's the absolute best thing we can do to honor our guest here on hashtag Rise and Grind. Listen, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know I did. We'll be back again tomorrow morning with my friend Marley Jacks, followed by Carrie Lynn Carter on Wednesday, which I'm super excited about. If you're not in hashtag Rise and Grind Elite, you should come join us. Go to riseandgrindelite.com. You can go there right now. We will be live in Rise and Grind Elite in 20 minutes. And that is an area where basically we leverage my relationships and my experiences to help you grow in the 7 different key pillars of your life. So I'd love for you to be a part of that. It's a group, 120 something different people all over the United States, all different walks of life, coming together to use the power of the mastermind to grow and evolve. It's super, super cool. riseandgrindelite.com. Would love to have you there. See ya tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. as we do it all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind.
Your network is your net worth. You've heard this saying a million times, and you even understand the premise behind it, and yet you can't seem to connect with the people in life who can help take you to the next level. Well, now hashtag Rise and Grind has the solution. Connect with hundreds of hashtag Rise and Grind members nationwide in the hashtag Rise and Grind Elite Mastermind Group. Led by Glenn Lundy and his incredible network of friends, colleagues, and business associates, as a member of the hashtag Rise and Grind Elite Mastermind Group, you'll have the opportunity to meet twice a week with like-minded individuals who can help you take your life to the next level, professionally, personally, physically, and spiritually. You'll become a part of an elite Facebook group with exclusive access to content that can't be found anywhere else, and have the opportunity to connect with top performers from around the world. You'll get front row access to all of Glenn's previous training programs, future programs, speaking events, and hashtag Riseandgrind University. Listen, for only dollars a day, you'll now have the network you've been searching for. A network of people who rise every single day with intention and purpose and can help you evolve into the absolute best version of yourself that you can be. Ultimately, making an impact on your friends, your family members, your community, and your life. Join the hashtag Riseandgrind Elite Mastermind and get your fast pass to a life where your network is your net worth.